Good evening, everyone. How are we all doing tonight? Hope everyone is having a wonderful evening or a lovely start to their day. I am so excited to finally play this on stream because, I'll be honest, Cultist Simulator is one of my all-time favorite games, and you'll soon see why. Granted, it is slightly tedious as well, but it is still worth every second to play. Now, firstly, tiny bit of housekeeping. I have for those of you who know my Twitter, I've this morning I put up a poll for the next long play that will happen once we finish Boyfriend Dungeon. For those of you who are curious as to what the selection currently looks like, I have suggested the following 4 options: Indivisible, Iconoclasts, Ori and the Will of Wisps, and Azure Striker Gunvolt. All games I've heard amazing things about and that I'd be happy to play. Granted, it would be blind as well, which is always the better reaction. And yeah, it's just basic, and just basically, yeah, if you could pop over, put in your votes, whatever's got the most votes will be the next long play we do once Boyfriend Dungeon is done. As for what's happening once we finish Nobody Saves the World, well, that's broadcaster pick. You guys have your viewer pick, which is based on that list. I have my broadcaster pick. Hello, Astro. How are you doing? Good to see you. How have you been? Of course, your classic opening. Hi, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Also, I should probably mention this as well. I have slightly changed how my closed captioning system works. I don't know how many people actually use the closed captions on my stream, but I have changed it up a little bit. So like just the extension. So now it's a bit easier to work with, and also just the previous one, I think lost its certificate of validation on its main sites, which is a little bit concerning. Bit under the weather, but trying to stay alive. Fair enough. Well, hopefully your recovery is swift and efficient, and hopefully you'll be back in tip-top shape in no time, Astro. But in the meantime, I guess you can enjoy me slowly creating my own cult in my own beautiful way. But yeah, so. Hope so. I hope so too, mate. I hope so too. But yeah, with housekeeping out of the way, Cultist Simulator. Oh boy, I'm excited. So, for those who don't know what Cultist Simulator is, this is a game that was made by Weather Factory, who are most well known for well, this is actually their first game, but the lead writer of this game is a man by the name of Alexis Kennedy, who wrote, I think, he's written a lot of different for a lot of different video games. He's written for, oh god, names are escaping me right now. He wrote for Fallen London, he wrote for Sunless Sea and Sunless Skies, which were his first projects, and he's always loved the occult. And so this is kind of, I guess, his dream project, which is an entire game focused on the occult. And I won't lie, I've invested a stupid amount of time into this game. I have like some of the rarest achievements in the game. However, I don't have all of them. And this is going to be kind of my excuse to try and grind them out. So, without further ado, let's go in and I don't remember what run I'm currently playing, so you know what I'm just going to do? I'm just going to go ahead and purchase the save. Yeah, we know save progress. That's fine. Let's do a different game. Okay, we're going to start as Aspirant. That is fine. But yes, because I don't know how well the card text is going to turn out, I will also be reading out the card text, because every card has its own details, both when it's in use and when it's just sitting on the table. So I will do my best to narrate them for you, so that no one's out of the loop or struggling to read the cards, because I'll be honest, the text is small. But yes, but of course we are starting as the Aspirant, which is the is the default start to the game. Well, we need to give ourselves a name, so I'm going to call ourselves Flare. We'll just say Flare the Aspirant. So the aspirant starts as a porter in an institute. And so here we have this menial employment card, a precarious position as a hospital porter. Miserable, but it's all you can find just now. And as you can see, it has a little icon that says, hey, this is a job. You can do this with the work tile, which is earn a living or practice the invisible arts. For now, though, we're a very simple man. We've only just made our way into this world, so we just need to work, earn ourselves an honest wage. Another shift at the hospital. Another shift, mopping the darkened hallways, delivering post to hollow-eyed invalids, trundling corpse-laden gurneys to the basement. Let us begin. So one thing you'll notice with this game is that all the cards have things to do with like objects and people. I'm just going to quickly pause to explain. And the actual like tiles themselves are all verbs. So whenever you're dragging something to a tile, you are doing something to it. So we've got work. You'll soon see, I think, like talk and dream are going to come up soon as well. It's a very interesting style, but I like it because it's yeah. So you can see here's dream, which is one we will get used to in a moment. But yeah, it's really well done. Like, I think the way they handle like the idea of cards. What is this? I don't remember. One of these is like this is where it puts generated cards, and the other one I don't remember. I think this is like the space where if you want to keep things clear and not stack over each other, you put that there. This was a recent edition, I think. I keep track of the dev diaries. I'm very strict with that. Alright, another shift to the hospital. Halfway through your shift, the head porter beckons you aside. We don't require your services any longer, he says. Here, your last payment. We've paid you through the end of the month. I have lost my job. At least now I have a little time to rest, and my health improves. Dream is unlocked. So for that, we get some funds and some health. Two of the four primary aspects to our life. So we have funds, enough to support me for a little while in adequate comfort, which is also an ingredient. You'll see how that becomes an ingredient later down the track. We also have our health, which is, I guess, our physical incarnation in this world, so to speak. This is my body. There are other bodies, but this one is mind, and my mind needs it as a fungus needs soil. With enough vitality, you can gain more health. So you can see it is an ability, which is related to these. These three down here are abilities, which we will unlock later. Aspect of heart, which is something special. Yeah, so ability, brain or heart or hand or eye. Most of us are born with most of them. There is also a bit of beautiful witticism here, because let's be honest, Alexis has a very good sense of humour. We also have the aspect of heart, which is one of the laws we'll come across later. The heart relentless beats to protect the skin of the world we understand. The heart is the principle that continues and perseveres. So if you want to live longer, go with your heart. Yes, we shall take both of those. Beautiful. Okay, so yeah, this is the track where things spawn. I assume this is to protect things that you don't want moving. Oh wait, maybe it's for the tiles. That would make sense. Hold on. Oh, wait. I know exactly what this is, because I remember mentioning this. Yeah, this is where you can choose to make tiles spawn, so that they don't just keep like appearing within tiles, because there used to be a thing, because you get a lot of like temporary tiles that spawn, and sometimes they would just push your entire arrangement out the way. So now they just spawn here, which is more convenient. But yes. Okay, so our work is done. Let's see what our dreaming says. Recall my dreams. Once again I dream of a glow beneath the filthy skin of the world, the light through the black wood, the pale door, the old man. The old man in question that they're referring to is, I think, one of the patients at the hospital who I think everyone thought he was mute, and then he just randomly started like speaking to us as if he knew who we were the entire time. It's an interesting concept. I like it. But yes, he is. Let us recall our dreams and see what we can remember. Surely it must be something useful. It began when I spoke to the old man in the hospital. He knew my name, but he's dead now. The pneumonia. Why do I dream of him still? What is the cobalt light in my dreams? Time is now passing. Yes, so as you can see, this game has a lot of aspects that focus on time, which we will soon be regaled with more often. So, what did we get? We got some passion. Dull minds are never either intuitive or mathematical. Blaise Pascal. With enough glimmering, you can study to gain more passion. There's an ability, same as our health. And we have the aspect of the moth, which is a much more volatile lore in comparison to the heart. I knew a man who captured moths in a bell jar. On nights like this, he would release them one by one to die in the candle. Moth is the wild and perilous principle of chaos and yearning. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We also have some contentment, which you can see is a temporary card, as it has a timer that will tick down. I'm happy, I think. Contentment defends against dread, but contentment doesn't last. So yes, you can see it's considered an influence, which is something very temporary. An echo, a resonance, an alignment. Something that will fade soon. So all influences eventually just disappear. Gone forever. It also has the aspect of the lantern, which is another one we'll come across. Life is a pure flame, and we live by an invisible sun within us. Thomas Brown. Lantern is the principle of the secret place sometimes called the House of the Sun, and of the light above it. Yes, some interesting cards to find ourselves in. Oh, interesting. It now has a preview of a silhouette of where the card's going to be placed. That's kind of nice. Let's just place them all in relative proximity. Can we get a bit of space, gentlemen? We keep the contentment there. There's not much we can do with it for now. I can literally place these tiles right next to each other, can't I? Yes, I can. And that is convenient. Okay. The studying. The studying is going to be the big one for us. Because studying is like half this game. A change in the air. I need funds to live. But perhaps this recent upset in my circumstances is a secret blessing. Is there something to my dreams? There is a change in the air. Yeah, so this is kind of the... I'm just going to go to fast forward. This is kind of the point at which our character starts to get enveloped within the cult environment. And this is where the game suddenly turns on its head. It is a nice change, though. We run with our contentment, and when it fades, as you can see right there, as it burnt away, we suddenly have a new purpose. A bequest arrives. A letter from a solicitor. The old man at the hospital, the one I dream of, has named me in his will. I'll hear more soon. At least we hope we hear more soon. For all we know, he may have been lying about it. But you never know until you find out the answer. So let us continue. Just let the studying tick down. Let us focus on the now. On what's right in front of us. A bequest arrives. The old man has bequeathed me a sum of money and a packet of peculiar papers, poetry, riddles, metaphysical speculations. For the first time in months, there is some fuel for my reason. Study is unlocked. So we have 9 funds, which will keep us afloat for a little bit, because time is about to start passing soon. A bequest, a package of peculiar papers for my correspondence executor. I must study it using either passion or reason. It does actually give us the option. And there's the reason they spoke of. No live organism can continue for long to exist sanely under conditions of absolute reality. Shirley Jackson. With every edition, you can study to gain more reason. Again, it's got lantern aspect, which we've already covered before. So we shall take all of these in stride. Move the reason down to here. I kind of want to swap these with funds. Oh, interesting. So you can overlap them in ways you never thought possible. Can I just move the entire... Thank you. Okay, so right click is to move the entire stack. They must have changed that recently. Okay. Well, now that we have our bequest, we may as well observe it. Study, unlock books and other treasures. What our dream says. Rest, reconsider your priorities, or risk yourself in exploration of the kingdoms of sleep. The exploration of the kingdoms of sleep will become prominent shortly. But for now, let's consider our approach. Am I a passionate individual or a reasonable one? I myself, I would like to think I'm quite reasonable, so I think we shall take the reasonable approach. Examine the bequest employing reason. I'll examine each item with meticulous care. So that will take some time. In the meantime, though, there's a stream on our passion, why not? The moonlit road. I know this dream. A road crests a hilltop, and the air is silver bright. Let's see where it shall lead us. Oh yeah, we need to... We're not going to get much out of this, but it will lead to some interesting facets. Perhaps we will get some special card. For now, we should also consider getting some work done. Unskilled labour. Backbreaking work for meagre pay. Is this the best I can do? For now it is, because you have no aspect of a skill. But hopefully, if we get that working a little bit higher, we will get it. Also, expect every verb tile to have something going on, because this game is the epitome of micromanagement. As you can see. Hey, time passes. Time, the sundial shadow, passes. I must have funds to live, or I will become ill. Yes, so here is the aspect of time I was talking about. Every 60 seconds, this thing will consume my funds. And every 60 seconds, we also get a new season. Or, yeah, a new season, which can change things in an interesting fashion. For now, though, that is not our issue. My correspondent describes my dreams exactly. They use names that are instantly familiar. The house, the wood, the hours, the glory. They knew secrets beneath time and the skin of the world. A new curiosity burns in me. There is a note here, directions to a bookshop that does not advertise its wares. Well, let's see what we got. Directions to Moreland, cryptic directions to the obscure address of a certain Moreland, a dealer in the rarest sort of book. The one who we can find to give us our occult studies. Temptation, enlightenment. This is the one that's always kind of standard is given to you. I think it changes depending on like what legacy you play, but I think for Aspirant it's always the enlightenment temptation first. It has occurred to me that I hold the key to wisdom. This card will allow you to win an enlightenment victory if you upgrade it far enough. Dreaming about it might advance or change it. Yes, so this card kind of sets what your path is for basically the rest of the run based on it. So if we want to, we can go for an enlightenment victory, or we can choose to change it. And to do so, we can actually dream on it, and dreaming will change it out. Notes on a possible collaborator. My correspondent had recorded his observations of me. He believed I had potential. He recorded his observations of someone else too. With time and study, perhaps I can find that person. Yes, our first acquaintance on the road to occult. And yeah, our first piece of lore. Lore is going to become a big part of this game, as you will soon find out. A watchman's secret is being expressed like this. Each hour has its colour, but colour exists only when there is light. So this is our first piece of lantern lore, a watchman's secret. This aspect just basically tells you what you would need if you wanted to upgrade this fragment. So as you can see, it says we need erudition, which we can't get yet. Well, we can get, but it's not going to help us because we actually need 2 of them to upgrade. And aspect lore, knowledge of the invisible arts. I can use it to attract followers, to perform rites, to open the way to the Mansus, to seek my ascension. Lore fragments can sometimes be upgraded with study and with matching fragments. Yes, so this is the classic. This is the classic opening to this game. Not that we need to do much at the start. For now, a lot of our time is just going to be focused on studying and preparing ourselves for the next step of the journey. I think we can go straight to get the Way of the Wood, if I'm not mistaken. The Bleached Way. I could sleep in a room without colours, bleach the sheets, whitewash the walls, dye my hair and paint my skin. Let us see what our lantern lore can provide us. In the meantime though, I think let's find us our directions to Morland's. Find Morland's shop. The directions to Morland's shop are cryptic. When one deals in the kind of books my correspondent studied, one must be circumspect. Of course, because we will soon find out who the enemy is, which, depending on the legacy you choose, can change quite drastically. In most games it's pretty standard, but I think when you go for the more advanced paths, mainly New Game Plus, and if you do the Exile DLC, yeah, your enemy changes drastically. Okay, what do we get? An ill-lit street at an ill-favoured bend in a lesser river. A soft yellow light through a grimy window. Miss Morland nods as I enter, but doesn't rise. I never ask the names of my clients, she informs me, before I have time to introduce myself. Explorers unlocked. We have found Morland's shop, and the first instance of the unique cards, which, as you can see, can only exist once. So Morland's shop cannot be replicated. Keep that in mind. The dim premises of Miss Morland, who deals in rare and sometimes dangerous books. Rare and dangerous books indeed. But for our purpose, they are exactly what we need. Now that I've found a location, I can explore it. Yes, here we go. Here's the next piece of the puzzle, the Occult Scraps. These are in a special class of their own, the Secret Histories. History is the scar on the world's skin. Secret Histories describe the unknown complexities of the world and its many pasts. It is an incredibly useful tool and piece of lore that will be, we will essentially grind to try and get, because you can actually grind this. It's one of the few things you can. An Occult Scraps, Secret Histories are layered beneath the one we know, like the notes in rare wine. This is a detail from one of those histories. Exploring with this scrap of knowledge may uncover secret locations in the capital. You're going to see a lot of places be kind of nondescript, because, for reference, the setting of this game is basically, how do I put it? It's 1920s London is the general basis for the setting. And honestly, it works very well. Like, Alexis Kennedy really knows how to make this feel like 1920s London. Now, we need to find our collaborator if we are to succeed. I have a name, a description, a few tantalizing details, but there are 1,000 faces in this city. Thus, we must study the notes closely in order to find our potential collaborator. In the meantime, though, let's be irresponsible with our money and go buy a book. Add to your library. It takes time to sort the gold from the dross, the wheat from the chaff, the wood from the water. If I buy enough books, I'll find something interesting. Yes, so this is where we can go to Morland's shop to buy us some new books. Oh, this is interesting. Works in circulation. I might find books on sale to teach me something of the invisible arts. Upcoming draws 1. Oh nice, so it actually tells you. I've never actually clicked that before, so it's interesting to note. But yes, let us let things tick down and wait for things to click. Unskilled labor. The day is done, and so am I. But I've earned my pay. Got some funds. Exactly what we need. And we also... Our health becomes fatigued from the work. This card cannot be used, but it will recover after 60 seconds. I can recover it faster by dreaming. So yeah, if we dream on it, this will basically recover in 30 seconds instead of 60, so it halves the time. It's also important to note this aspect. Ill health. Perhaps I can rest and recover. This will become important later. But for now, let us take our fruits of our labours and move along. So yes, so because we've used our health in such a fashion, we've unlocked some vitality, which lasts for 3 minutes. Exercise or something rarer has invigorated me. Use with another vitality to improve your abilities. It lasts only 3 minutes if unused. Technically counts as an influence. It also has this interesting aspect, advancement. A taste of what might be. With enough of these cards, you can grow an ability. Growing an ability in this game is going to be super important early on, which is why it will be my primary focus. Okay, that's the same text. So we have found a buzzing in the brain, which is a moth influence. Ingiro mimos nocte et consumi snip snip snip. A second order influence, apparent to the perceptive, instantly recognizable to an adept. This can be used in some rites to summon minions, and some minions will leave it lingering when they are destroyed. So this is kind of our base level influence, not something we can really use. This, however, we can. Weigh the wood. I've learnt the path to the wood, the tangled darkness that grows around the walls of the Mansus. Though the Mansus has no walls, I can dream with this to return to the wood. So this is kind of our checkpoint system for the Mansus. Every card we get that is marked as a way back through dream. Some memories are sketch maps of dream. Some even pass through the bounds of dream to the wood and the house that rises above it. So yes, it's basically our checkpoint in the Mansus. If we want to, say, return to the Mansus, we have to use the wood to get there. However, if you want to go to different locations in the Mansus, we need to find them. And finding them is not the easiest challenge. Also, where did my lantern lore go? I'm pretty certain that should not have disappeared. There's no way I lost that lantern lore. Excuse me? Did they change this? Maybe I was wrong? Well, guess we just don't have it anymore. Oops. It's fine. We don't need lantern lore for the next step. We can roll with this. We can roll with this. Fine. But for now, let's do some rearranging. Let's get the ways here. We'll get our little influence here. Oh, there it is. It's just stacked onto the cards. I was like, there's no way. I remember these lore cards being basically impermanent. Or sorry, being permanent. Once you get them, you can't lose them. The first cycle ends. Yeah. You can also see this little symbol under here with a magnet. That basically means if there's a card that fits in that space, it will take I think it's the nearest card, and place it in there. You can also see, you can get a little preview of what the next season is. Yeah, so aspect season, something relevant will occur soon. This is a season of visions, which you'll see what its effect has. It shouldn't affect us for now unless something really crazy happens. But I somehow doubt we will. Hey! My final main verb tile, the talk action. Find a potential collaborator. And now I have an address. I'll dispatch a letter and propose a meeting. Talk is unlocked. We get a little bit of mystique. A very interesting card that will become pertinent later. Mystique. Uncanniness lingers. Mystique may attract the attention of hunters. They can't use it to build a case against you, but it will encourage them to look harder. So this is a reputation card. Many fear their reputation, few their conscience. This will become an important influence to potentially collect, or an important piece of reputation card to collect. You'll see why, depending on what path we take. well, I was going to say I should rest on my health, but I don't think that's happening anymore. In the meantime, I have nothing else to study, so let's study my reason. Read whatever is to hand. The world is awash with printed words. Even the newspapers contain knowledge. Sometimes. So yes, we'll study on our reason briefly while we take a look at what we've explored. I found something noteworthy. Are you serious? You actually just gave me this. Game, please. Can you not waste my funds this early? So this is a collection of essays. If the mind is a blade, this is a whetstone. Study to gain an erudition, lesson learned, which you may be able to use to increase reason. I was literally studying reason for this exact same purpose, so I hate you, game. Why did you do this to me? Okay, let's do a quick bit of rearranging. I'm going to stack my ways there. Get my vitality under here. The collection of essays can go here for now. But that kind of sucks. I was really hoping that that would be slightly better. I was really hoping that was actually going to be a proper lore book and not something pointless. Can I dream on this? Oh yes, okay. Meditate on my goal of unearthly knowledge. Should I dedicate myself to my purpose or focus my efforts elsewhere? So this is just kind of how you choose what your path in this game is. We're not going to do that though just yet, because there's an interesting path I haven't done yet and I kind of want to try it. But for that I need a certain location to open up, which means we need to wait for my follower. An acquaintance. I await an answer to a letter. I'm sure we will receive our answer in due time. After all, there are some interesting individuals we will come to learn in this game. Who is our first? The reply to your letter is courteous, if cautious. They are intrigued by how you found their name. Intrigued enough to meet you. Oh hey, it's Dorothy! Hell yeah! That's a great start. Dorothy, an acquaintance. Dorothy is an enthusiastic sort with an eclectic reading habit. She's fascinated by my hints about the shapes beneath the world's skin. You might be able to recruit this acquaintance as a follower. Aspect acquaintance, not yet a friend, nor yet an enemy. Just a friend. An aspect mortal, the long habit of living indisposeth us for dying. Thomas Brown. Yes, so this is our first acquaintance of the run. Acquaintances are going to become very common soon, but for now, our goal at the moment is to build ourselves a cult. For otherwise we cannot proceed further. In which case, we must consider what we dedicate ourselves to. Now granted, for the purposes of this, it probably wouldn't be bad to start with a Watchman's Secret and form a lantern cult. But I kind of want to see if I can get something else that's good from Morelands. So let's actually spend a little bit more money and buy something, and hope it's not a damn collection of essays again, because that sucked. Oh, from the buzzing in the brain. I mean, this is also a nice time to show this off. Restlessness. A restless longing has me. I feel that I want to do something? What exactly? So this is an interesting piece of influence you can get quite often. It has the aspects of 5 different laws you can see. So we have Heart, Grail, Forge, Lantern, and Moth. And you also notice it's a memory. We remember the dead until we forget them. So this is a pretty useful tool because it's a very low level influence. It's very easy to get. The problem is what it decays into. And unfortunately what it decays into is something I don't want. But we're going to have to live with it. So for now, let us return to our labours. I'm tempted to go to the wood already. Yes, okay, so this is interesting. So here we go, there's the flavor text I was looking for. If I have enough passion, I can walk the dream road to the wood. If I have the right knowledge, I might be able to find the way beyond it. We don't have the knowledge. I know that as a fact. So instead, let us return to the wood using passion. Now I pass between scar-barked trees, The moon passes behind branches. Though her fingers remain in my hair, I am stumbling over roots now. It is tempting to drop to all fours, to avoid the low branches. Pale wings move, deep in the night, as we enter the wood once again. But yes, we have a lot of dedications we need to take up. So remember that season of visions I was talking about? Yeah, this is its component. A trembling in the air. I'm actually going to move this over here. Actually, I should move it here, just because then that's easier to see. Trembling in the air. The sun flickers like a shadow. Dreams ripple behind the surface of mirrors. I must be careful not to drift from the waking world. Fascination may provoke visions. So, this kind of introduces what's referred to as one of the many death mechanics in this game. If you let yourself succumb to visions, that's it. Run over. Instant death. So, do be careful. You probably do not want to... Oh god. Okay. I guess the table decided it needed to go and needed to exit stage right. Never mind. I will just use the mouse. I decided to use the arrow keys and nearly broke it. But yes. So, thankfully, we don't have any fascination, so this is not an issue. Thus, we can continue unaffected. The words contained knowledge. Now I contain it. It is a little like theft and a little like feasting, and a little like progress of an infectious disease. Here is another important tool. Erudition. I soak up knowledge as a shadow soaks up light, and may be close to advancement. Erudition can be used with study to gain reason. Lasts only 3 minutes if unused. Similar to the vitality, but for reason. So we'll do some more studying of it, just because we need a second one for what I'm hoping to do. And let's take a look. What did we get this time? The Orchid Transfigurations Volume 2, a 16th century alchemical fever dream attributed to Robert Flood, frequently banned for the disturbing allure of its illustrations. This is in the original Latin. Ah yes, I forgot that this was going to become an issue later. For some books, they're not written in English. You have to translate them. And if you don't know the language, well, guess what? You can't use them. Aspect text, books of the memory which does not die. Reasonable enough. Aspect auctionable, I might be able to auction this, although value at auction is always uncertain. And of course the aspect written in Latin, as proposed in the text. Dead language, dead as diamonds. Some books must be translated before they can be read, as it is in this case. So we can't use that for a little bit. So that can go in my collection of essays. God dang it. I was really hoping we could get something that didn't need translation. Oh well. Okay. Yeah, we kind of need to form this cult if we want to get anywhere. So, yeah, let's do it. A new beginning. Together, we might be more. Let us found a mystical organization. Here is someone I might work with, a companion or a follower. But first, I must give them something to follow, a society, a sodality, an order, a cult. So this is the foundations of the cult in this game. As you can see, this is how we begin it. We must form the cult based on some simple founding principles. Tradition and compulsion, old, new, or both together. Add law to determine your cult's founding principles. Now we can actually kind of preview these cults based on the law we put in. So for Lantern, this is kind of the obvious one to do for Aspirant. It is the Mirror of Glory, an occult society dedicated to the understanding of the light that leaks from a fiercer place. There's also one for the Occult Scrap, which I don't know how hard it is to do. Establish the Society of Saint Hydra, an occult society dedicated to the study of the 5 histories and their 1,000 demi-real branches. Normally I would take this one, but I kind of want to succeed, so I'm going to go with the Mirror of Glory, and hope that doesn't mess up my plans. I don't think it will, because I think as long as the temptation doesn't change into a desire, we should be okay. So let's just establish the Mirror of Glory for now, and we'll see what happens. I have begun my true work. The authorities will take an interest in it. I must be ready for them. You have begun to establish your cult. It will need a little more before you can recruit followers. So Dorothy remains an acquaintance for now, but we do get this. Notoriety. This is a very dangerous card to keep around. Certain acts are not quickly forgotten. Notoriety may allow hunters to build a case against you. It counts as 2 reputation, and it is not a fun aspect to hold on to, because investigators are out to get you. What you will soon come to learn in this game is there is a organization by the name of the Suppression Bureau. They do not wish for the secrets of the occult to be spread nationwide, and thus we must opt to take care of it and so they opt to take care of it personally, mainly by finding us and hunting us down like dogs, which is not what I want. So hopefully it will not resort to that, but we'll see what happens. In the meantime though, all we can do is wait. A terrible clarity. Our purpose demands we recognize truths that chill the spirit. I must give of myself. Unfortunately, my reason is busy, but that will go as soon as my studying is finished. Alright. Oh, I like that zoom in, that helps. Okay, so this is an interesting part. This is the map of the Mansus. As you can see, the Mansus is enormous, and it's basically considered almost like a giant mountain that leads up to the Glory. The Glory we've seen mentioned before. It's basically like the life source of the world. So, but of course we're at the lowest rungs. We are down here in the wood that lines the outside of the Mansus. Thus, we must consider what our options are amongst the cards available. We can either take of the wood itself, we can visit the well, or we can visit the Temple of the Wheel. I'm going to visit the well first and hope it's a good card. Oh, interesting. No longer there's a cracking animation, it's just a vanishing one. So let's take this back with us. Yep, so every time we pass through the Mansus, we travel further into... We can only bring one aspect of it back. Oh, this is interesting. This is new text. The well in the wood is never dry, but it is never clear. One night it might heave with crawling roots. On another it will pulse with bright moss. On nights of the full moon its waters are choked with the fat, dappled bodies of moths. Last night I saw it brimming with dark and viscous blood. Gelatinous shreds drifted on its surface. Clots of grail matter. Interesting, so they've added more flavor text, they must have. And I do like that it's backed by like a superimposed image of the Mansus. That's a nice touch. But yes, we have obtained an awareness of appetite, which is Grail lore. Hunger, lust, the drowning waters. The principle of the Grail honors both the birth and the feast. So yeah, Grail is basically hedonism. The influence. An awareness of appetite. Every sense is heightened. Every sensation deepened. It's a basic second order influence that we can use in any way we wish. Not that we can right now. So let's take back what we have and return. I'm just going to quickly zoom back in so we can read these a little better. Okay, so our health is fatigued. Let us rest that for now to recover from fatigue. I just need a little time to recover my energies. So yeah, as you can see, the process is very involved when you play this game. And at this point, I'm so used to playing this on fast forward that it feels weird having to go this slowly. But it's important. After all, I know there are plenty of people who haven't played this game, and I do want them to experience how amazing this game can be. In the meantime though, more books. Give me a good book, Morland, I swear to God. Oh hey, this finished. Fleeting reminiscence. A moment in time. In another moment, it will be gone. Yep, so This is just a leftover from the Visions. We don't have to worry about that too much. What's the next season? Oh, it's another season of Visions. Cool. Yeah, this dread will burn off. This is the other big one. The exotic cravings. What hungers drive us? So this is where our temptation gets tested. If we don't act on our temptation, we start to become a little bit restless. And by a little bit, I mean a lot. This tile, you're going to see it a lot. But that's fine. Let us quickly grab this. And let me just double check. I don't need my reason for this first step, do I? Exercise the mind. No, I don't. I have picked up odd facts here and there. If I spend time studying what I've learnt, I could increase my reason. I think I will do just that. In the meantime, let us dedicate of ourselves to the cult. The mirror of glory shall rise, as does any good cult. The watchman's footsteps. Hunger glows in my brain. Hunger for the knowledge the invisible arts might bring. Yes, so this is just basically my brain saying, chase your ambitions. And I'm like, no, I'm enjoying myself. I'm trying to deal with other business at hand. Why would I do that? And we are going to fight against this for a little bit until we can find the one person I'm looking for. Okay, that's the same text. But we do get some restlessness for that, so my brain is clearly not happy with me. What else is new? What do I need? My first recruit. A cult with one member is only an unusual habit. I must have a recruit. Well, there we go. We have Dorothy. Surely she doesn't mind signing her life away to me. I am refreshed. Beautiful. Back to work. A labourer's work is never done. But a labourer's health can be taken to the next step, except that is dream and not oh. Well, guess I'm waiting for the next labour period, because I forgot I just studied that. Oh, well, that kind of sucks. Oh well, it's fine, we'll get another one soon. Okay, can I dream on wrestle? No, I can't. Is there anything I can dream on, actually? I can dream on my temptation, but I don't think that does anything. Well, I know it does something, but it's not what we need right now. So I think we'll just let some time pass and hope that Morland gives me... God damn, it's another book in Latin. De Horis, Book 1, in Latin, a 19th century reprint by the indefatigable Nathaniel Darcy Evers of a 14th century Latin translation of a 4th century work. Yep, so we can't use that either. God dang it. Morland, you are trying to run me out of all my money. And I won't stand for it. But there's nothing else I can do, so I guess I have to. Come on, just need time to keep ticking. I think my cult's ready. Yeah, it is. Our rise begins. I have founded my cult. This is a step to greater power. Use your cult to recruit and promote followers. Talk with followers about your cult to send them out on cult business. So here's our temporary headquarters, which pretty much looks like a tea room in a random building. Our business is private. We could use somewhere more secret. So this is our location. So it has the aspect of a location. Locations. Everything must be somewhere, and this is here. An aspect headquarters for conversation and convocation. So yes, we have a temporary headquarters, which I'm assuming is meant to be in our apartment in London. I assume that's the case. And the Mirror of Glory. This is our cult card. Aspect Society. To recruit believers, I must build something for them to believe. An aspect Veneration Lantern. This organization venerates the principle called Lantern, which we will call upon in the name of the Door of the Eye and the Flower Maker, among others. Yeah, so there's no kind of central influence to any cult, because when it comes to the lore, what you would consider to be the more senior, or I guess the more major deities, so to speak, within the lore, there's dozens. I think for Lantern specifically, I think there's like 4 or 5 of them that have lantern as their primary aspect. So you don't just worship one. You can choose to, but somehow I don't think my cult is going to be the one to do it. But yes, let us gather what is most important to us. And let's get ready for the next step. Now, this is kind of why I want to do this, because I want to send Dorothy out to search the city. Crowded thoroughfares by day, a fog-wrapped labyrinth by night. I'll set my minions to searching for opportunities. This is the key thing I wanted. To be able to send Dorothy out to go searching. Because there's a particular individual I am looking for. And hopefully, they will turn up really quickly. If all goes well, because there is a bit of random chance. I might have found somewhere unusual. Please, please, please be something good. I mean, the streets are cool too, but that's not what I was looking for. Streets strange by moonlight. Sometimes the light of the moon is a key to other spaces. I found a place where, for a night or two, the streets curve in unfamiliar ways. If I walk here, I might find insight, or I might be touched by madness. Yeah, so this is a place we can go explore by ourselves, and this can give us like certain influences that we may want to acquire. However, by doing so, we have a risk of running into something a bit more dangerous, like fascination, which has a season ongoing, so I'm going to avoid going to these streets. I'm going to send Dorothy out to find me something more useful. Hopefully she succeeds in finding me something more useful. Oh, there's another season of visions. No big deal. And let's head back to the wood actually while we have the time. We're not exactly dreaming on anything else. Alright. My mind, the library. I've gained reason, but it'll be more difficult to gain reason next time. So now we have a skill, a scholarship. I am flush with clever quotations. Use this with 2 lessons learned to gain more reason. So this is how the game prevents you from just basically buffing your stats like super crazy. So I think at maximum you can have 5 of each stat. I could be wrong. But yes, so actually no, it's 4. It's 4 as a base. Some like legacies give you extra of certain things. Like you might get extra reason, extra passion, extra health. It depends on your, like, as I said, your legacy starting. But in this case we have the base, so we don't get any of that. But yes, it is the ability, and it has an aspect of scholarship. I am a pillar of wisdoms. This currently only allows you to increase reason further. So we can make other uses for it later down the track, but it's usually like the penultimate upgrade that does that. I'm going to quickly move my funds up here. I forgot I would need to leave room for dimmed cards. But for now we shall gather what is most important, which is the scholarship. We are waiting on our next vitality, so I'm going to be patient and not rush it. We shall leave our studying for a little longer. Please. Damn it, hirelings. I mean, they're good, but we don't need them yet. I found someone whom I might pay to enact regrettable necessities. I had funds to hire them for a limited time. So this is just kind of how you can recruit like basically temporary workers to do certain things for you. Like say if you need certain cult business done, or you need certain like aspects for a particular quest, then they might be able to help out. In this case we got a hulking fellow. I get the job done. This hireling may be useful for some expeditions and can help with hunters and annoyances. So yes, he is basically a hired help with a lot of edge. Edge basically being how dangerous you are. All conquest occurs at the edge. One who dwells there is blind and cannot be wounded. Another is strong and grows stronger. Edge is the principle of battle and of struggle. So basically, the more edge a character has, the stronger they are at fighting. Which we will need a few of those considering. And it's not just fighting, but also assassination as well, which can also come up. But for now we don't need them. What we need is locations. But I have a feeling we have to do that on our own, not send out peons. Oh, Season of Sickness, huh? Well, good thing I've got health that's about to come out. Let's get us another health card. Exercise the body. I am abrim with vitality. If I devote some time to exercise, I'll benefit. You will indeed. But my health is not going to benefit from this next season. Oh god. It's fine. We have time. We have plenty of time. But at least we also get to show off how the, what happens in the Season of Sickness, because this becomes another path to death, as does everything. We could work, but I'm happy with where we are. So let's just focus on what we can do best. Back to the wood. Actually, another occult scrap would be fantastic. So I'm going to grab that. What's it say? I walked in the wood last night, and the scissors worked in the distance, and the furred things crammed my mouth and swarmed my ears, and I felt the old urge to drop to wolf fours and nose among the roots. But I remembered that I walk upright by day, and I know fire and steel and words, and at last I found where the velvet had concealed a secret on tree bark beneath moss. I read it then with the tips of my fingers, and I think now that I could write it in full. So yes, we got a second occult scrap, which will become useful as time passes. But for now it is only of use until we can actually amass a crew to achieve the same purpose. I should actually use some of it to speak on some esoteric matters, because that's how we find more followers. Talking publicly about the invisible arts will attract attention. Perhaps that's what I want. In this case, it's exactly what I want, because it will give me new people to recruit. Oh yeah, and these trembling visions are done. Oh yeah, and the sickness happens. I've become unwell. Yes, we are coughing up a lung, unfortunately. Not much we can do, though. What's coming next? Oh, Season of Despair. Fun, fun, fun. I mean, at least this one will be gone, but there's still this dread kicking, which is not great. Okay, Dorothy, you are not going to be of any help. But I'll send you out again because you've got nothing else to do. Alright. Now we wait. Please find what I'm looking for. Okay, exercise the body. I've grown stronger. Gained health, but it'll be more difficult to gain health next time. And here we get our next skill, a stronger physique. I have benefited from exercise. Use this with 2 lessons learned to gain more health. Yoink! So now we have a new skill, our health. Which means this is also where things become interesting, because with certain jobs, if your skill is better, you can actually perform the jobs better. So, for example, if I were to say go work my unskilled labour job, I can actually do better at the job. As you can see, unskilled labour, arms of bronze. To work then. Note that initially it took 60 seconds to do my unskilled labour. Now it takes 55. So by becoming stronger, the work becomes shorter. Which is exactly what I want. Apart from that though, not much else to do. Perfect. Thank you, Dorothy. Found what I was looking for. Keep going. Okay. Oriflame's auction house. Another important location. Oriflame specializes in curios, perfumes, taxidermy specimens, and rare texts. It operates from cramped new premises. Now, since the destruction of the old by an unexplained fire, you can buy or sell items at Oriflame's. So yeah, it's an auction house that we can use to acquire other books, tools, ingredients. They auction off pretty much everything, and you can also sell things if you need to, which will become very important later. But for now they will sit there because there's naught we can do with it at present. Another hireling, an entry consultant. I'm good with doors. Yes, our first run-in with knock law, one of the most flexible laws in the entire game. The knock permits no seal and no isolation. It thrusts us gleefully out of the safety of ignorance. The knock is the principle that opens doors and unseams barriers. Yep, if you need a lock opened, a knock law item may be able to do it for you. I think there is actually like a knock law item that's like just a key, if I remember correctly. Oh boy. Yep, knew that was coming. This illness has damaged my health. I'll need to rest before I am fully recovered. Do your affliction with funds or vitality. So here's the affliction. Last 3 minutes. Disease has left me weak. I need rest and nourishment if I am to recover. Dream on an affliction to transform it back to health before the card decays. This can have very detrimental effects if you don't take care of it, so, much like in real life, good to see your doctor. It also carries the aspect of winter. ... Winter is the principle of silence, of endings, and of those things that are not quite dead. Yeah, it's basically the law of I don't want to say necromancy, but kind of. It is kind of necromancy. Read sentimental literature. If I proposed to learn anything, I wouldn't be reading this stuff. But if we want to read it, we want to increase our passion, unlock us a new skill. Now we're going to wait on our labour, because we're going to use the vitality from that to just cure our affliction for free. I don't want to spend money this early, especially when we have such little of it. I've found someone who may be a kindred spirit, but I need to win them over. Winning over an acquaintance requires your passion. Well, I guess the passion will kick in right at the last minute. Which is not the worst thing that could happen. I finished early. Here's my pay. Some extra vitality and a little bit of extra funds. Wunderbar. Now let's us heal our wearied health. All I need now is time. Let us rest on our wound, on our affliction, and hope that we will be right as rain shortly. Of course we will be. It'd be funny if they actually implemented a mechanic where sometimes you don't properly heal, but I think that would be really, really detrimental to the gameplay loop. Oh yeah, we also have this ticking. Bleak thoughts. Dark days. I must be careful not to let doubts creep in. Dread may provoke full-fledged despair. So this is the opposite of the visions. The visions tile. It's not fun. But we have to take care of it at some point. So we must be careful. Yep, sorry Dorothy, I need you to find me another place in particular that I'm looking for. Just need to find you. Oh god, my throat's drying up. Okay, that's better. A little bit of water. Sorry, it's been a long day, and I've had a really intense rehearsal this afternoon, so I apologize if my voice is giving out slightly. An overlooked place, maybe? Please be what I'm thinking. Yes, there's what I'm looking for. I may have found somewhere unusual. You bet I have. Welcome to the Editors Club, a cabaret with an occult reputation. This is what I'm looking for. This is the location I've been needing. And the person I need to talk to is the owner, if I want to do what I'm hoping we can achieve. I'm pretty certain that just keeps going. Yeah, that just keeps going and it hangs. Yeah, despair is the wolf that devours thought. You can defeat despair by feeding it contentment. Otherwise, it will destroy you when it reaches 3 dread. So yeah, don't worry. The game tells you if you're about to die from something stupid. My emotions run higher than usual. There are things I'll never understand, and those things will always be precious. But just now, I am closer to them. Glimmering can be used to study to gain passion. Lasts only 3 minutes if unused. Alright. We're doing okay. I think my notoriety might actually flicker before this happens. The city is rife with journalists and detectives and other meddlers. How long will they leave me in peace? Not long enough. I think this must have been the season of suspicion that caused this. We have a season of Hydras coming up too. Interesting options. Interesting options. But yes, it looks like the notoriety will actually burn away before this finishes. By 0.1 of a second. So I may not even have to deal with a hunter for a little while. Isn't that nice? Don't tell me that dimmed my passion? No, it didn't. An acquaintance. Come with me. A little bit of mystique to add to the source. Occult Scrap, passion, and a hanger-on. Usefully malleable, but they'll probably never amount to much. See, you can get like unnamed followers that can't be upgraded as much as named followers. It's a little frustrating, but they can actually be useful, as you will soon find out. Alright, so what do we need next? We need to study more passion to get us another glimmering. Can we use the hanger-on yet? No, we need to do the cult upgrade. Let's do it. This will also show off how you how you recruit a new follower. To recruit a follower, I will need a little of the power we revere. I might glean it from an influence, or a tool, or an ingredient, or just the lore of our tradition. So you can see there are options for ceremony and trappings. So for ceremony, to recruit novice, I only need a small secret. The higher mysteries require deeper oaths. So this is the option to use lore. The trappings, for a proper sense of occasion, consumes ingredients and influences, uses but does not consume tools. So this is just basically the option to use particular influences within the world to perform the recruitment ceremonies. So in this case, I'll just use the lore that we have already to recruit this hanger-on. Recruit an acquaintance by invoking Lantern. This one is ready. So it begins. We get the cool graphic. Damn it. I really miss the cool graphic. I'd really love it, but unfortunately I don't think that's the case anymore. Which is fine. We can work with this. The sick room grows close and stale. Time to get up. Hey, my health is back in full working order. Oh yeah, this is another fun thing. If you do certain actions, sometimes you'll trigger these particular tiles, so in this case it calls the heart. Whenever the principle of the heart is implicated, I may gain vitality. So this basically procs a lot when you're doing like the manual labor stuff, which we can also now completely cycle with our health, because now we can rest one and then work one. So for now I think our focus will just be on obtaining funds so that we can stay ahead of the clock. There's the graphic. I love that. I love that fade in. It's such a nice touch. And it feels so wonderfully like you know, mysterious. A dozen lights blaze. There is no place for shadow in these rites, and no place for mercy. We have ourselves a pawn. This one is loyal, but lacks initiative. Its only capability, a single edge. He's useful for now, but not for much later. I'll get him to start exploring. Dorothy, oh yeah, she's a heart follower. I thought she was Lantern. Heart is actually useful with some occult business, but we won't need it yet. What we do need, though, is to... what do we need? We've got passion going on the way. Our health is fine. I guess we can just wait this out. Did we get an investigator? An adversary. Someone is meddling. The weary detective. Quite commonly, the base hunter. You always start with the weary detective, and if you try, and after that, it then pulls from a random pool of hunters who are all interesting in their own ways. Weary detective. This gentleman would much rather be left alone with his pipe and his illustrated London news. But no, apparently some conjurer of abominations has been hunted down like a mad dog, and apparently no one else can find the time. Yep, so his new aspect, the hunter. The laws of civilization are younger than the laws of the hours, but they too sometimes require a sacrifice. This one is an agent of the law. This is kind of another kind of adversary aside from our own mental and physical capabilities, are hunters. If we start doing actions that create notoriety, he can try and build a case against us and get us arrested. And you probably don't want that. So we're going to try and avoid that at all costs if we can help it. Let's see, please give me what I'm looking for. Come on, damn it. Streets by moonlight. Go back and explore and come back when you find something useful. The damn lazy pawn. Alright. Manual labor's nearly done. You're just sitting there pretty. Do I want to go buy that tincture of opium? Technically I can also explore the streets to try and gain contentment. Is that worth the risk? I think it might be. Hello Mia, how are you doing? Surprising to see you up this late. How are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome to a very interesting experience of me growing a cult. Never thought you'd see the day, huh? But how are you? How have you been? Hope you're doing well. Hope you and Shadow are doing well, actually. That was a very strange noise. Can't sleep well. Completely understandable. Completely understandable, because like it must be like nearly like 3 a.m. or something over there. Jeez. But yeah, that's unfortunate to hear. Hopefully you do manage to get some decent rest, especially if you do have work the next day. But in the meantime, feel free to watch the slow development of a wonderfully bright cult by the name of the Mirror of Glory. It's 7 a.m. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's my typical morning. I tend to wake up that early because I'm slightly crazy. But yeah. Oh well. Hopefully you don't end up crashing halfway through the day. Alright, let's increase my passion. Feed my imagination. The tigers of wrath are wiser than the horses of instruction. If I spend the time studying what I've learnt, I could increase my passion and gain a skill. How am I? I'm doing quite well. My voice could be a little bit better because I had a pretty intensive rehearsal this afternoon. 2 hours and really pushing into my higher range, so my voice is starting to get a little bit hoarse, but it should be fine. I've only got like 2 more rehearsals, and then I'm going to go on vocal rest for Friday and Saturday, and then performance on Sunday, which should be fun. It's going to be an interesting time, but I have faith it will be an enjoyable experience. Rehearsal? Yes. So at the place I work, they started a community choir there because 5 years ago I basically did a service learning project as part of like my requirements for my high school diploma, and so I decided with a mate of mine by the name of Victor to create a community choir made up of the staff and patients from the hospital I worked in, and that project went on for about 1.5 years, and then when him and I both graduated, we kind of left the project to its own devices, and it became something much bigger, to the point where one of our local reality TV programs, Australia's Got Talent, which is basically similar to America's Got Talent, actually reached out to us and was like, "Hey, do you want to try and do a performance on the show?" And the choir was like, yes, why not? It's worth a shot, and it promotes the hospital. So yeah, we got to. So now we're preparing to perform on Australia's Got Talent, which is gonna be chaotic as hell, but should still be a fun time. Oh, fun, exactly. It's gonna be really, really fun. And we've got a good song prepared, and from my own opinion, the choir sounds reasonably good, so I have faith we won't embarrass ourselves. That's really exciting. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. The only thing that kind of sucks is that the location's not the best. It's like up in a place called Rudy Hill, which is like firstly way outside the city. It's like out west, and it's been recorded in what I can only describe as one of the ugliest buildings in the entire state. It's just this giant freaking like white monolith that just stands out like a sore thumb amidst the natural landscape. But someone approved that contract, so I guess we're stuck with it. But yeah, it should be good. It's going to take the whole of Sunday, but hopefully things should turn out well and everything like that. And it'll be a weight off my shoulders because I have a second job I'm starting next week, and yeah, I need time to focus on that. Which, for those of you who have also seen that tweet where I pointed out, where I mentioned how I walked in, sat in the office for an hour, then found out I was due to start next week, not this week. Yeah, that's still lingering in my mind as we speak. I feel like such an idiot. Oh, fortune teller. I see things. I see that you're different. Fortune teller with 5 lantern and 3 moth. Not bad. Yup, lol. Yeah, it was slightly embarrassing. Thankfully, my boss is a pretty chill dude, and I know I should have been surprised by it, but I really wasn't, just because I know my boss's boss, and he's a little bit forgetful. So we had a good laugh over it, and then I headed back to enjoy the rest of my day before the rehearsal this Arvo. But yeah, the fun times in my institute. All right, what are we due to get? Oh, I forgot the season of Arges gives me contentment. Ha! Who knew that having a relationship would? Who knew that not having a relationship would provide contentment? Just kidding. That's like the biggest lie this game sells you on. Is like, there is a lot more contentment in having a relationship than there is in not having a relationship, at least in my opinion. But unfortunately, according to Cultist Simulator, it disagrees. It disagrees entirely. Don't know why. Seems a little cruel, in all honesty. Okay, we're due to get new passion soon, so let's speak on some esoteric manners and find another follower. We are at full capacity. Wonder what's the next season. Oh good, we get a break from seasons. Thank you. Get our health back. Why are you spawning there? Whatever the hell Alexis did to these spawn locations, I want him to change it back. I've never had this weird issue with how the cards lock like that. Okay. Despair abates. Memories of better times keep the wolf from the door. Each contentment destroys one dread. Perfect. We balance out to being reasonably stable. I can't guarantee stability, but I can fight back against it. Feed my imagination. There are more windows in my soul, but sunlight is not the only thing that passes through a window. I've gained passion, but it will be more difficult to gain passion next time. And now we have a vivid imagination. My daydreams sometimes outpace my dreams. Use this with work to paint, or with study and 2 lessons learned to gain more passion. So yes, passion is how we can potentially get a job as an artist in this game. The only problem is, much like artists in real life, it's a very volatile practice. And I don't tend to start with it too early because that's usually when I start running out of funds and I starve. So I'm going to stick with the manual labor for now, and then maybe we'll move into artistry. But for now, our focus is purely on heavy labor. Alright, the clouds part, the wolf despair, growls elsewhere. No dread empowers this despair. It's over. For now. Yep, so the dread will come back in due course. Hopefully it's not like right around the corner, or we could be in for a hard time. Let's collect the fruits of our labors. Why do you spawn there? I literally place you underneath and this is what you do to me? Quickly cover my fatigue. I can actually study this to get more vitality. Let's do it. Actually, let's use you instead. Oh god, I somehow ended up nearly breaking the study verb, as one does. Oh, I so want to use my health to... No, focus on the labor. I can send people out to search for me. We will find the... Actually, what am I doing? I should have gone to the Editors Club. Damn it! Well, it's fine. We can work with this. Another hireling, professional muscle. I'll break them in half. Slightly stronger than the tough guy that we saw earlier. Still not what we need. Alright, Season of Ambition is on the way. Got another acquaintance. Surprisingly not run into any, not contractors, but, oh god, what are their names? Clients, that's it. Because we can get clients and write stuff for them, but again, we have to be kind of like reasonably well known in the sphere before that happens. Yep, my exotic cravings return to me again. I shall soon be gaining some restlessness. But that is fine. I was prepared for this. Okay, we got all the vitality we need for the next lesson learned. Let's get that ready. Hey, there's one lesson learned. I am ready to improve. Oh, you will be shortly. Let's get this second lesson learned and then we can upgrade our skills a little bit. We're slightly keeping ahead of time passing, which is exactly what we want. No hireling. Can we get to the club? We can, but I need entry.
First blood.
Thank you, Michael, for the first blood. Also, how are you doing? How are you, Michael? How have I been? I'm doing well. I'm just having fun in one of my all-time favorite games, and slightly winding down after a long day of misunderstandings and rehearsals. I am good. I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Hope all your modeling stuff is going well. I assume it is, considering that I do keep up with the Discord, and it looks like there've been a few new ones since the last time I checked. So hopefully the fire and the inspiration hasn't died yet. Right, we must buy our way in. Visit the Editors Club. I've been busy. Yeah, that's as is always the case. We must keep ourselves busy to not let idle hands get the best of us. The entrance is lost beneath soft drapes of crimson, cinnabar, and incarnadine. Above the door, the club motto: Ingirum imus nocte et consumi muigni. It has been rendered as, into night circle we fly, until the fire enjoys us. Hell yeah. Welcome to the Occult Cabaret Club. Could be too busy at times. I completely understand that, Michael. I'm about to become too busy at times because I'm starting up a new job next week, and that is going to suck up the rest of my weekdays. So I'm going to be on a full-time schedule, and I'm going to be possibly stir crazy. We'll see. I did make a new Android bunny based on my original idea before I became bunny mage. Ooh, I like the idea of an Android bunny. Makes me think of what's her name? Jenny, XJ9 from My Life as a Teenage Robot. That's kind of what always comes to my mind when I think Android Bunny. That and like Cyber Bunny from James Garfield's King of Tokyo. But yeah, no, I don't know why. I have a weird obsession with Android characters. They're just such a cool concept in like both theory and execution. At least in my eyes. Yeah, sounds good. Indeed. Indeed it does. Alright. Nightly pleasures of the Cabaret Club. The drinks, the songs, the light, the arching walls, the smoke blue haze, the press and sway of clothed and unclothed flesh. Yeah, sounds like a cabaret club to me. Wonder what could go down. Oh, for God's sake, really? Just another hang-along? God damn it. Fine, we can use you in a second. Let's at least burn off this restlessness. Let's use the trappings of restlessness to recruit our next follower. I also made a new chibi model. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Oh, old unhappy far off things. Moth finds the light in the dark. So do I. I think that gives me glimmering if I remember correctly. But I need to fix her expressions. Yep, I can completely understand that. That can always be a little bit of a challenge. Although granted, with my like avatar, it's less of an issue because I just draw it on. Last 2 times I tried, her back got broke. Oh yikes! Just the rigging just suddenly goes askew, and all of a sudden she's just bent back 180 degrees like it's The Exorcist. Yeah, that can happen. That can happen. But I'm sure you found a way to fix it. It looks painful. I'm sure it would be in real life. You'd probably look at that girl and just think, I should definitely call an ambulance. Alright, recovered from our fatigue. How'd this go? I have purchased pleasure. I reel home in the ungodly hours and collapse into bed. Damn it. I was hoping I could run into the one person I needed. They're currently closed. Opens only certain nights of the week. It will reopen soon. Yeah, so you can't just spam the Editors Club, sadly. So we must wait until it reopens. In the meantime, though, we can focus on our next endeavors. That being, it's time to go back to the wood. Let's see if we can find anything potentially more useful in the Mansus. That'd be great. Oh god, what just activated? Bleak Thoughts, which we don't have any, I think, at the moment. Although that restlessness just came in, so that could be an issue later. Especially because that's going to decay before I get to do anything about it. That could be an issue. I may need to do some painting then to get rid of it. Okay, cool. We have our next pawn. Alright, new plan. We're done, because this is going to give us our last bit. Yeah. So we're done working labor for now. Let's do a little bit of painting. So the painting mechanic's kind of interesting, because the way it works is you have to feed it art or bread. So you can employ passion to do good quality work, or if you have a reputation, you can paint something to win attention. Attention normally will kind of guarantee you get at least a base pay based on your skill, and then the passion gives you a chance to actually earn more money on top of that. You never know. This might be a living. Yep, so this is just explaining: add passion to make distinctive paintings, and mystique and especially notoriety to attract attention and make more money. Be careful, if you use notoriety, exhibiting paintings will keep you in the public eye. So, for example, I'll put in some passion, I'll put in some mystique to help promote it, and now we must choose an inspiration. A worthy subject isn't essential, but it's useful. Some subjects will draw the authorities' attention, but aren't those the interesting ones? Let's put in a mood piece, which we can use our restlessness for. This is also a way you can just basically remove restlessness, so you never have to worry about it decaying. It's kind of good. Like, artistry is definitely like one of the better ways to go about it, but it's not like, you know, the be all and end all path. What else can we use? Oh yeah, we can explore this, can't we? Let memory guide my steps. My thoughts will wander and I will follow. Old emotions will come to roost. Let's see what happens. This, I think, gives you something very random, if I'm not mistaken. Perfect. Our second lesson learned. And now, let's upgrade our muscle. Exercise the body. Stronger. I will grow stronger still. It's time to beef up. Let's get these gains going. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. The colors of night. I could spend money on better paints. Or perhaps I could find more exotic pigments. For now we'll put in 1 funds. Just to at least help secure it along and potentially earn a decent payback. Not that it's guaranteed, but it's better than nothing. Let's just see what happens. If this is a mistake, we will soon find out. Crap. Memory's a maze and it's hard to gun. Great. Thankfully, this will disappear before this decays, so we're fine for now. We're fine for now. A day's work. I have not shirked. Yeah, so this is kind of the more random aspect of painting. So you get like a period of time, you'll get like a certain period of cycles where either you'll make work on the painting or you'll essentially like waste a day doing nothing. So now we just wait for the work to finish. Alright. This is exactly what we want. The peculiar rumor is a really useful thing to get early game. While I was returning to the depths, one appeared in front of my eyes whose mouth was sealed. I just finished the expressions. Nice. Testing again. Hopefully your testing goes well, May. I'm sure it will. I mean, you seem very talented and competent at your model making, so I have faith it will go well. While I was returning to the depths, one appeared in front of my eyes whose mouth was sealed. When I saw them in the great emptiness, I cried out. I think that last night I met another soul in the wood. I will never recall exactly what we said one to another, but I think that we will recognize each other in the waking world. Interesting, so there is actually recognition of, what is it? Coming across other people in the Mansus, like other adepts, so to speak. So yeah, let's track down this rumor. I suspect that, at the end of this story, I may find someone who will hear what I have to say. This is like another method of recruiting followers. What is this game? This is Cultist Simulator, May. This game is still so good to see you. Likewise, it's always great to see you in chat, May. It's always fun. But yes, so this game is Cultist Simulator. It is basically I guess you could call it a roguelike game, where essentially you're trying to build a cult in order to achieve your goals, which we haven't actually picked a goal yet. Some of the goals include enlightenment, consumption, trying to repair one's body. There's a lot of different options and a lot of different victory paths. And yeah, I started to play Bioshock Infinite. Oh hell yeah, that game's fantastic. I've played through that before. Really good game. Really fantastic game that is definitely worth playing. And arguably I'd say it's better than the original Bioshock by leaps and bounds. But it's not scary. Yeah, it's not super scary, but to be fair, I didn't think it needed to be, because, it didn't need to be, upfront very scary in the same way Bioshock had to, because Bioshock was meant to be very decrepit, because it was a, collapsed society, whereas with Infinite, the horror more seems to come from the, the horror more comes from, like, the societal elements that get brought in, and especially, like, the mystery as well. I play the highest difficulty and it's like normal to me. How the hell do you do that? I've tried playing on the highest difficulty. I get completely walloped. God, you must be like insane at FPSs. Like, holy crap. To be fair, I'm not great at FPSs, I'll be honest. Did I get anything good from that? Oh yeah, I got the rumor. That is what I wanted. Okay. Actually, I should leave this spot down here. Actually, I'm okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, also if you've played it enough, then I guess not good, not bad. Yeah, that's fair. I guess I'm just, like, bad when it comes to FPSs. I'm getting better, but I have the problem of my aim is not great, and I tend to more rely on, like, other skills that I have, rather than, like, my aim and my accuracy, which is probably not the best thing for FPSs. But I'm getting there. I'm slowly practicing to kind of, you know, improve on my reflexes, improve on my aim, and maybe then I can get decent. I mean, heck, I've made enough progress in Dota 2 from practice. Maybe this will be the same thing. The artist reward. My recent work has drawn some attention. Something should sell. Hell yeah, we actually got money back. We got a lot of cards from that. So we got 2 funds, we got 2 glimmerings, and a mystique. Beautiful. I almost kind of want to paint again to get rid of this restlessness again, because we may not be able to recruit this guy in with enough time. Oh, but the problem is I have no passion. So it'd be purely just to remove restlessness. I don't mind. We have a bit of a money buffer. Oh yeah, and I can't devote glimmering to it. Okay, let's just paint a simple mood piece, and that should at least take care of my restlessness for now. Well, good news, all works. Well, that's good to hear. But I want to fix tiny details. Ah, yes. The artist's dilemma of perfectionism. How I'm fixing up the tiniest details. I mean, I say that as someone who messes around with my pixel art a lot. I have a bad tendency to literally zoom in on like a single space, and I will literally adjust pixel by pixel until I am satisfied. And it does mean that a lot of what I do takes like hours, but at the end of the day, I'm happy with how things look, at least. So I guess that is still like a kind of, I guess, a necessity to the nature of being an artist as well. Can't dream on anything. I mean, you could dream on reason. That's a terrible idea. Let's maybe just wait. Let's just see what happens. Oh, yep. They're gonna start chewing through my mystique. The machine, my body ripples power. To vitality, health, some more health to the pool, and skill, a hardened physique. You might not know it to look at me, but I have grown strong as a smith or a soldier. Now we need 3 lessons learnt to get this, which we could easily do, in all honesty, because we only need like a couple of other lessons learnt. So let's just see if we can get it, because the sooner we get our health up, the more we can start making moves. I'm not going to waste funds on this one. This was purely just to remove restlessness. Honestly, I'm only going through the motions. The quality of my work will no doubt suffer. Yeah, that's fine. I just need this to clear the space. Oh, and there goes the notoriety from tracking down the rumor. An unpromising address, but a promising resident. Hey, we found Violet, who I think, if I remember correctly, is Winterlaw? I think she's Winter. She'll be useful either way. Do I have anything? Oh, yeah, I'll just do the normal recruitment process. I invoke the lantern against you. Could you imagine if my... There goes the notoriety. Yep, immediately snatched. The damn hunter will always get to it in the end. Also, hello, Punica. How are you doing? Welcome to my humble little abode here on the internet. Hope you're doing well. But yes, unfortunately, our hunter has snatched away our notoriety before we could do anything. But to be fair, we got a good follower, so I can't complain. My recent work has attracted a couple callers. With luck, something will sell. No longer needed. Let's get back to my labor. Arms of iron. I will work with speed and in silence. I don't fear injury. I didn't before, but I guess I did in the past. Yeah, it's a nice evening. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I don't know where in the world you might be where it's a nice evening. I hope, but yeah, I'm glad to hear that it's that you're having a pleasant evening at the moment. I mean, heck, over here it's like clear skies. It was raining earlier, but nothing too irritating. Let's get a bit of lessons learned. Get another one underway. We could do some dreaming. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get back to the wood and see if we can get something good. Maybe we can uncover more secrets. Ooh. Now that I think about it. How long do these last? They last 5 minutes. Second test. Let me know how that second test goes, May. Hopefully it goes well. Okay. Perfect. Yep, she is winter. Thought so. So that's kind of useful, but we do need more of them. What should we do for now? We do actually have the extra health, so I might go do some... Actually, no, do I need to go searching? What should I be doing? I don't need hirelings. I'll just explore the city for now. Maybe I'll find something useful. Second test broke. Oh no. Hopefully you figured out where the break is and can adjust it accordingly. I hope. I don't know if that is going to be the case. Oh, street strange by moonlight. You know what, it's worth a gamble. Explore an uncanny tangle of streets by the light of the moon. Us this time. I'm hoping it's not fascination, or we could be in a bit of a pickle. Oh, I guess he. Oh yeah, because he did get the notoriety. Considering the evidence, if a hunter has found notoriety, they will try to use it to create or upgrade evidence. If they're meticulous, they'll always succeed. If they're erratic, they're more likely to fail. But they can occasionally create evidence even without notoriety. Well. This will probably end up creating tentative evidence, which is not bad. Could be worse. But we should be fine. Okay, we have a lot of health to sit on. Oh, I'm an idiot. I did that without actually... Oh, why did I do that? I'm a dumbass. I didn't even put my skill in. Literally got it for one particular reason. Gets to use it. Season of Amora, okay. I'll take some extra contentment. Never hurts. Even though I don't think we have any dread on the way. Visions pass me with Pavan grace. A window over a wood, a garden of ice, a shivering sun, a woman of glass. I will return home with reluctance. Okay, a little bit more contentment. Never hurts. Let's go again. Let's see what else we can collect. I think as much we can get. Oh, back to the Mansus. Another room. Oh, I might pass up on that one. I don't need extra notoriety right now. That could be really bad. Never mind, the game is just going to give it to me. But really focusing on it. I came to the Temple of the Wheel, that high and jagged rock, that memorial to dead gods. Those who take their own lives sometimes first cast themselves from its peak in dream. I found another sleeping soul scratching the sign of the eye into the lichen at its peak. I do not recall what passed between us, but I recognize their face in the waking world. That's Mansus for you, I guess. Yeah, it is. Anytime you want something from the Mansus goes, no, take this instead and you will like it. It's a little frustrating, but I've seen it happen. Oh god. Okay. Well, that was a ride. He actually failed to create notoriety. Haha. Perfect. That works out beautifully for me. In which case, I may act upon this rumor in a little bit. Wunderbar. Okay. So we can get new followers soon, based on the rumor. What else should we do? We have enough passion. We could... Yeah, we could actually try and recruit some more people through esoteric matters. Do we have anything to study? I'm missing the last piece of vitality I need to get my 3rd lesson learned, which should hopefully arrive shortly. Please. There it is. There's the last vitality. Oh god, all my health is stacked awkwardly. Okay, study this vitality. Plus 1 extra from Course of the Heart, which we can use if we somehow have a season of sickness. Nope. How about merging some glimmerings? I was going to, but I want to try and focus my health first, and then I'm going to go for the glimmerings again. And yeah, I just want to get my health sorted first, because then I can just keep doing manual labor over and over, get decent money, and at least outpace time passes, and then I'm going to go for reason and passion next. Although that extra glimmering also helps. But yes, don't worry, I am getting to that Punica. Despite what it looks like at the moment, I have actually played this game a reasonable amount, and I've gotten a couple of the major victories. But to be fair, they were not easy, and I nearly lost the first time. Oh, I still remember trying to go for the major lantern ending. Oh yikes! I literally played that run for like what felt like 30 hours. Oh, it felt like it took years off my life. It probably did, in all honesty. Okay, let's get back to work. This time with the arms of iron. Okay, perfect. Yeah, there goes those 2 glimmerings. Oh god. Yeah, wrong kind of attention. It's fine. Just take your notoriety and leave. Oh, thank you, Mystique, for providing a little bit of a buffer. That I will happily take. Okay, new acquaintance. Perfect. This is all going quite smoothly, all things considered. Right, bit of extra muscle. Actually, we shouldn't do that because we're about to get our next lesson learned, so we'll wait patiently on that. In the meantime, oh, do I paint on notoriety to try and get some... You know what? It's crazy enough, it just might work. I'm probably going to regret this, but I think it's worth a actually, do I do it on notoriety, or do I do it on Mystique to get the coatings of Mystique? I think let's go on the coatings of Mystique, and we'll play it by ear, and we'll use one of these. We'll use this to create a mute piece. Okay, that should work for now. Okay, yep, there goes that notoriety. Is that my final lesson learned? Yes, it is. Perfect. Alright. All 3 lessons learned. Stronger yet. Perfect. Okay. Oh, really? You gave me a crappy hanger-on? That's not fair. Come on. You could have given me literally anything else. Literally anything else. Please don't tell me there's another season of suspicion. Oh, thank God. Okay, back to the moonlight. I'm testing something else. Fair enough. What are you testing? Is it like the rigging or is it the tracking? Just curious. Okay. Yeah, so blank season coming. We'll spend a little bit of money. See if we can earn our keep back. Next season has passed. Wunderbar. Let's see what I can get out of this. Some extra glimmering. Fantastic. So I can start on upgrading the passion. Since Punica did mention that would become an important trait to work on. So let us continue with our endeavors. Looks like our painting will be nearly done. Yes, Cat Caro! Yes! Finally, an actual lantern follower. Hell yeah. Okay, oh, don't drag that. Cold. Cat Caro. Yes. Come to me, Cat Caro, my favorite. Also, yes, I do have favorites in my cult. That is to no one's surprise. Hey, some funds. Beautiful. And some extra glimmerings. Huzzah, adrenaline. Alright. Oh wow, that was a weird stacking. I guess because they removed like the thing where it like shoves cards out of the way. But alright, perfect. That should at least provide a reasonable level of a reasonable buffer to my notoriety for now. My strength is nearly upgraded, so we'll wait on that a bit. Okay, perfect. Yep, so there's no evidence for him to suck up. I could carry a man across a river now. Or strangle him. I don't know if we really need to strangle a man yet. We've only just begun. But we'll keep that in mind. But yes, now we have a steely physique. There are many things now that I could crush in my fists. Final level is 4 lessons learned. We're not going to be getting to that level for a while though. Arms of steel. Once again, I put my strength to use. Only 45 seconds. This will allow us to keep a decent level of money going. Granted, I know there are other ways that are probably better for money, but this one is at least consistent and fights off disease. We'll keep some passion for now. Hey, a subtle fracture. Vision. Oh, we've already read that. Subtle fracture. Clouds part. Walls creak. Old wounds ache. A 6th order influence. Significant resonances or correspondences. This can be used in some rites to summon minions. Yep, so it's a 6th law knock order, which we can't do too much with at the moment, but may become useful as time goes on. After all, we can actually upgrade influences, but we need the right law for it. There she is. Cat Cara, a believer. Bright-eyed, watchful woman who recalls her dreams perfectly. There you are. Did I read through Violet's? Violet likes to paint. She has a gift, although she's always been very modest about it. She never puts human figures in her paintings. There are enough people in the world. Completely understandable. Dorothy is an enthusiastic sort, and I have turned her enthusiasm to our advantage. So you can also see, like, as we go from acquaintance to believer, the text also changes as well to match their personalities, because you can actually date them if you so wish. However, we're not going for that run. That's going to be another kettle of fish entirely. I kind of want to go to the Editors Club again. I want to see if I can find her. Come on, please be the one. I just want to find this one person. Please just find her. A glimpse of something more of the Editors Club. The dancers pass beyond the backdrops, cross them, seem to move upon their staircases and drawbridges. Their bodies become smudged with backdrop paint. A growl arises from the audience. The walls of the house. You mean Sulachana? Yeah. I want to find Sulachana. Because the one of the victories I still need to get is the change victory. And I kind of want to chase that one down. Because I want to see how it works. Because I haven't even looked up how you do it. So I want to try and do it completely blind and see what happens. Okay, that temptation is going to keep going for a while. Good thing we have the hanger on for upgrading. What do we need? Do I have to just keep speaking in esoteric matters until I find Sulachana? Thought you could only meet her through talking about esoteric matters in public. Is it? I thought you could, like... I thought there was a chance when you go to the Editors Club that you can run into her. Because I feel like I remember that happening. Unless I'm mistaken. But I mean, for now we can keep talking on esoteric matters and see if we run into her. But I think you need, like, at least, like, 6th order law before she takes interest in you. So we may have to wait a little bit if that's true. Save that for the hanger on. So just realize that's going to decay into dread. Damn it. Cool. Back to work. Back to work. Just keep stacking a million, like, stacks of vitality. There are more windows. Wait, is this what I think it is? Yeah, okay, that's my glimmering lesson learned. I was seeing if that was something anything different, but I was pretty certain it wasn't. Could Dr. Sulachana about the Editors Club, but I don't remember it being vice versa. Maybe I gotta try if that works too. Yeah, I was pretty certain because I feel like there's been a time where I haven't spoken on esoteric matters and Sulachana has just appeared, and I know that that's the case with like the what is it, the Dancer Legacy, but I've gotten it on the aspirant before, where just Sulachana will just turn up when you go to the Editors Club. Like, you just meet her randomly. Like, I feel like I'm not crazy for thinking that that's how you can run into her. But it must be like a very slim chance, because there's so much other stuff that goes on at that club. Alright, another acquaintance. Beautiful. Should I go for a walk? Yeah, I probably should. Do some searching in the city. Maybe I'll find another streets lit by moonlight. Bit more money. Doesn't seem like a cost-effective method though. Yeah, I mean that's true. It's probably not the most cost-effective method, but it is, like, I guess kind of maybe a shortcut, because I'm pretty certain you need at least 6th order law before you can run into, like, clients, and I know Sulachana is one of those clients. I just hope that our first client doesn't happen to be Poppy, because Poppy's an absolute bastard. I still remember the first time I played this game, I died to Poppy because I didn't understand what she wanted from me. That was a much simpler time, back when I was much more foolish. Who desires but acts not breeds pestilence. But yes, it adds on to the list of the other million ways you can die in game. I think the only one I haven't succumbed to in terms of like death routes is getting arrested and dying to the what is it, the rival Long organization, which I honestly didn't want to do because I didn't want to basically have to redo an entire run just to get back to that point. That was going to be painful. It's like, I already got to New Game Plus, don't make me do it again. Okay, get some rest. Alright. Yep, you're searching for clues, you won't find anything with that. I mean, we've seen what your skills are like. Why do you keep giving me hanger-ons? I don't need them. Give me something actually useful. Maybe I need to start going to Moorlands and buying books. I should probably do that. Just try and completely like buy everything that Moorlands has. Dang it. Okay. Yeah, let's just start just bum rushing Moorlands for books. It's gonna put me on thin ice, but I think this might be better. Especially if we find the book that teaches us Latin. Oh my god, that will open up everything if we get that book. No point. Okay, I think yeah, there we go. Fiercer. My desires grow in number. It may be that they will always outpace my actions. Wild imagination. I have been known to break 6 pencils in a day. God, I mean, with our gorilla strength, that actually kind of makes sense. That we've broken that many pencils. Just completely roided out. Okay, let's do some studying on reason. And start working on those lessons learned. Okay. Come on, labor. Beautiful. Yeah. This is the unfortunate thing about the start of the game. It becomes a little bit grindy at first because you have to kind of get your resources up, get yourself ready. Oh boy, another season of ambition. It's fine. I can actually study this. Yes, the Viennese conundrum. Nico van Driel describes odd events in Vienna, the disappearance of children, epidemics of parasite activity, animal mutilations, nightmares of worms, the activities of a charitable organization, the New Legions, that funds the burial of the poor. She proposes peculiar connections between these activities. A very nice introductory text that should give us some moth lore, if I'm not mistaken. That's not bad. I will happily take that. Some extra vitality to the mix. Gonna have some restlessness soon, and there it is. Tentative evidence. Actually, I think that's the most fun part of the game. I mean, yeah, it is still a fun part of the game, the grinding, but I kind of more enjoy it when you like have your cult up and running, you have your goal figured out, and you're able to start performing expeditions. That's when I feel like it's the most fun part. When you have like the whole counterbalancing up and running. That, at least for me, is the fun of this game, is, you know, dealing with like that everyday minutiae and figuring out how to diffuse it. Okay, some restlessness. Let's do some converting with some invocation. Beautiful. I am definitely glad I picked Lantern and not Secret Histories to found the cult, or that was going to be a really painful journey. Speaking about cult, is there any reason you usually leave the talk verb idling? Usually it's just because, like, at the start, like, I think it's just because, like, most of the times I'm so focused on the stat upgrades at the start that I tend to forget the talk verb a lot of the time, which is, I know is not great because, you know, you're meant to be using it a bunch to get your followers and everything. But yeah, it just tends to slip my mind a lot. I should be paying more attention so that I am cycling it more, but yeah, it is a bad habit I have when playing this. Especially because it's more useful, I feel, once you actually have clients rather than just searching for followers. Okay, back to grinding. Okay. We're keeping up with the builds. I think we are. Get another erudition going. Oh yeah, that happens. Yeah, that's like the thing. Like, once, it's really much more useful once you get clients, and potentially also with summons as well, because then you can start using the talk verb to you know, kind of cheat the system and prevent summons from actually ticking down their temporary timers, which I would do all the time to keep them around longer. I would just straight up be like, okay, I need you to stay for the next expedition. So I'm just going to talk to you but not do anything. And because I had no negative effects, I'm like, cool. So I can just keep cycling you. I think it was the only reason I beat the advanced victory for Lantern, because in that one you have to like summon a bunch of maids in the mirrors, and so I just kept one constantly and cycling in talk until I needed it. Oh, that was a time. That was an absolute roller coaster, especially because my the rival Long I got was very mean and knew every single way to like actually infuriate me. But to be fair, from what I've heard, it is kind of luck of the draw. You can get like rivals that are usually very passive, or you can get ones that are hyper aggressive. And I think the one I got was much more on the aggressive side, unfortunately. Okay. I can't really... Is there anything worth exploring? I could go for some more streets, but I don't think that's going to help. You know what? No, let's get a Moreland. We'll buy another book. We have the money. We're not going to run out from time passing. Okay, another acquaintance. Another erudition. Let's turn this into our first lesson learnt. How many do I need? I need 2 of them. Okay, yeah, that's not too bad. That's easy. It's kind of impressive you dealt with all those fascinations with your talk verb occupied all the time. Yeah, I've always been kind of good with like dealing with the fascinations because most of the time I have like a very keen eye for detail, and so I'm always kind of very careful about the fascinations and the dreads, because I know those are like some of the 2 easiest ones that can kill your run like super quick. So I tend to keep like an eagle eye for when they happen, mainly by like previewing the seasons and preparing to make sure that if that season is coming, I have something prepared to counter it. Like that's the one thing I've always been good at when it comes to games, is like that is just keeping a keen eye for details. Like especially when I used to play like RTSs like Command & Conquer back in the day. Ooh, what's this? Victory of Crowns. Erratic accounts by one Aaron of the hunting and consumption of supposed immortals by shadowy cults of assassins, published in the late 19th century. Beautiful. That is a good text to grab at this stage. Okay. For now we're going to hold off from Morelands because we are about to go broke if we're not careful. Okay, let's just keep on top of everything. We still have plenty of health, plenty of vitality, and hopefully once we're done this upgrade, we can start reading through our Viennese conundrums. Or yeah, reading through our texts and start collecting some more lore, because that'd be really good right now. It may also mean I may need to reorganize this board because it's a bit of a mess. To be fair, the new card snaps are messing me up. Oh, it's Salabar. Salabar is a man of prodigious appetites. He has long passed to the point where their satisfaction has given them any pleasure. But he has learnt so very much. Oh yeah, he's one of our Grail lore followers. Beautiful. I need more. I will need Grail soon. So you are a very useful addition. Okay, can we please snap to the grid? Thank you. Yeah, this grid snap is very weird. Sure. Let's just keep speaking on matters. Let's at least remember to use it. I want to go to the Editors Club again, but I don't think don't think it's worth it at this point. Okay, there's the lesson learned. Let's get another reason going. Okay, gonna keep on top of everything. Alright. I think we're doing okay. Swap this out, put this one here. And perfect, we finished healing. Hey, another fleeting reminiscence, which we can potentially use later if we need it. Not that I think we will. Okay. We should probably go into the wood again. See if we can get anything useful. What I need is lantern logbook so I can get to the white door. That would be really nice right now. What's the next season? Season of Despair. Okay, we'll be fine. There's no dread, so we're fine. You know what? Actually, yeah. Let's do some searching. Maybe we'll find another street strange by moonlight, which could help us. Nope. Hireling. No, I don't need a hulking fellow right now. Okay. I think we're set on everything. Bit more health, bit more muscle, making that sweet, sweet cash. At least for now. I may need to switch off soon to going to, what is it? Glover and Glover. But I think for now we should be fine just working on the unskilled labour. Perfect, another acquaintance. Slowly building up a good list of followers here. Alright, what are we getting? Occult Scrap. Oh, do we really need another one of these? Kind of don't think we do. We don't have enough people for expeditions yet. They don't have enough aspect. Let's go to the well. Damn it, I was actually hoping that would be something useful. Mansus at work again. The well in the wood is sacred to the Grail, the hour that hungers, and to the velvet, the hour that guards secrets. Tonight as I approached, it heaved with the velvet's moss, struggling waves of deep and vibrant green, pulsing again and again from its throat. It surged around my calves, rose to my thighs, and this morning I still feel the velvet's breath, strong within me. I must have clearly missed all of this flavor text when I played before, because I didn't used to read into this much. But now that it's like an entertainment angle, suddenly I find more fascinating details, which I can actually use for another project down the line, because I won't lie, half of the reason I'm playing this game again is also because I'm looking to run a, what is it? I'm looking to run a Fate Core campaign based in the Cultist Simulator world, because yes, I know the Lady Afterwards exists, but I'm currently saving up and don't have the money to spend on it. So instead, I will just run it based on my current knowledge and come up with the story myself, which I think shouldn't be too bad. Like, I've played enough that I know most of the gist of how the mechanics works and how I could translate it, but aside from that, it will be a lot of improv with near 100% certainty. But that's fine. I mean, that's half the joy of Fate Core is literally improvising. I have enough money, we could get another book. I'm actually going to go to the Editors Club. I'm going to see... I'm going to give this another try and see if I can run into Zulachana, please. I swear that worked before. Oh. The Mysteries of the Editors Club. The wreath, announces the master of ceremonies. A dancer undulates onto the stage, unfolding her arms. Live moths spill in a stream from her mouth. Yep. Sounds like an everyday ordeal at the Editors Club. Hope no one was drinking anything at the time. Otherwise they would be losing their mind right now. Oh, Laidlaw. A Forge Law acquaintance. Perfect. That is going to be so useful later. Assuming we find that cracked noonstone like within the first couple runs. Alright, we'll just keep on talking. Don't have anything else to do with speaking yet. Let's see. White moths eddy through the hall. They perch on the brims of wine glasses and sip. The audience applauds. The woman on stage moves as if she has too many limbs. Moths crowd around my arms, nestle against my shoulder. In a little while I'll step outside and look at the clear, cold stars. I assume I dreamt the whole thing. The smokes of the club are treacherous. Damn it, I actually thought that was Sulachana for a minute. Nope, it's not. Maybe I was mistaken. Maybe I'm going crazy. I'd have to check the wiki, but I'd prefer not to do that whilst I'm also playing, because that seems like poor form. Alright, let's... Okay, that was just a random musical shift. That scared me for a second. I thought I was dying. That actually scared me for a moment. It's fine. We're still living. We're still surviving. Is this going to last long enough? I'm wondering if it will. Oh. Is there another way I can hold it? I may have to paint on it. Hello, Dr. Basilisk. Good to see you. It's been a while. Oh. Well, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that.
Good evening.
Welcome to my humble little abode here on the internet. How are you doing, by the way? Good to see you. Just check the wiki and it doesn't seem like any way you could run into Sulachana via the Editors Club. Damn it. I must have imagined things then. Well, guess we aren't running into her just yet. I guess it's fair. I can't make you rush the victory yet, which is fine. I can work with it. Doing well mostly? That's good. That's good to hear, Doc. Glad to hear you're doing well. Okay, so yeah, let's paint on it. We'll do one passion to Mystique, and then yeah, we'll paint on this. This should get us some decent money at least. Thanks for the rates you've given me. No problem, man. I mean, heck, us Aussies gotta look out for each other, eh? but yeah, no, it's been. But yeah, no problem, man. I mean, you are quite a fun streamer to hang around, hang out and chat with. Could put Sulachana in where you'd put fun though, maybe? That's where we got confused? Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that is it, because I do know, yes, you can use Sulachana to bypass the cost of getting into the club. True. Yes, indeed. I appreciate that. No problem, man. I mean, like I said, I'm here to support the homies, and after all, the whole reason I started into even doing streaming was to meet new people, not just within my area but also within others. And yeah, yeah, I reckon our meeting was definitely one that was very enjoyable, and I wanted to know more about you, and so I did. So I stuck around. Alright, what else we gotta do? We don't have the money for that. Why are my funds over here? I guess because I ran out of funds in the original pile. Okay. Okay, so what do we have left? Okay. I'm gonna, just because I know we could keep going full literal hours playing this, I'm gonna say let's get our reason upgraded, and then we'll call it for the night. Unless something like really incredible happens. But I don't think it will. Knowing my luck. What season's next? Oh, Fascination. Yeah, we should be fine. Although I am growing sick, I need to take care of that too. Thankfully I have like 1,000,000 levels of vitality, so that should be no problem. Oh. I can't put money into this. I will actually die if I don't. I'll actually die if I put money in that. Well, it's not going to be great quality, but it will do the best. Patron! Please. Please tell me that's Sulachana. I'll be so happy if Sulachana turns up. Come on, come on. Luck be a lady, luck be a lady. Oh, nearly there. Come on. There's my affliction. Take care of that quickly. Okay, come on. I swear to God, if this is what is his name? Count Bannings, I'm gonna be furious. Okay. Cool. Got that. We'll need to deal with that restlessness in a little bit. Yeah, we'll be able to deal with that with one of our hanger-ons. Okay. Little bit of money. Little bit of money. Not much, but it will keep us afloat. Okay, but that... Where is my lesson learned? Oh, you're kidding me. Did I actually get rid of my lesson learned? Or is it buried? Where is my lesson learned? Where is it? There it is. I thought for a minute it consumed it and I was going to be furious. I was like, there's no way. I've played this game enough to know it doesn't do that. Okay, we'll be fine. We'll get this. In the meantime, back to manual labor so I can not starve. Okay, we're doing fine, I think. I hope. I pray. I pray to whichever lantern god I'm thinking of, probably the Watchman. Of course I jinxed it. Of course it's freaking Jannings. You bastard. We can learn from each other. Great. Cool. You couldn't have been Sulachana. Just once. Just once. God damn it. Alright, well, guess we're not getting Sulachana just yet. Okay, we need to spend that restlessness. Yeah, we'll recruit... let's recruit Salaba first. Let's take care of that. At least get us a little bit of aspect going. Perfect. We'll work on our health once we're done healing up. And we're nearly there. Season of Hydra. That's fine, I can work with that. Course of the Heart, I will not complain. Alright. Bad acquaintance nearly done. There's my final lesson learnt. Perfect. Where is it? Yes. I become wiser. Knowledge is a city wall built stone by stone, but what waits in the darkness beyond the walls. Why would we need a fortress, except that we had something to fear? How wonderfully poetic. God bless you, Alexis Kennedy. Okay, let's see. I don't think we need to explore for now, even though it's so tempting to go to Moorlands. We need the money first. Okay. Just be patient. Just wait and see what happens. Perfect, Salaba is converted. The Grail himself. Alright. More esoteric matters. Season of Silence. Oh, thank God. Some of these seasons, I swear to God, they are a nightmare. Especially at the start, the Season of Ambition is like the worst one to get. Because it just generates stupid amounts of restlessness. And it's like, if you don't know how to take care of it, you can very easily fall into despair, which sucks. Okay. Good. Quickly heal. Get some rest. Okay. Nearly there. Just gotta exercise the mind a little bit longer. We enter into our next Season of Silence. Beautiful. The notable scholarship. I've learnt enough to know how little I know. How ironic. How wonderfully ironic. Alright, perfect. We've made decent progress, actually, all things considered. We've gotten our health to near max. We've gotten all our stats boosted up. We've got a bunch of good followers. We have our cult established. We've got a few good books that we can start collecting lore from. is actually not a bad start to a run. Like, I've definitely had worse runs before. But yeah, I think with that is where we will call it for tonight, though. So thank you all for hanging out and tuning in. You've been a wonderful audience this evening. Special thank yous, of course. To those of you watching the VOD either on Twitch or on YouTube. Can't forget them. Thank you for your time. I do appreciate it. Special thank yous, of course, go out to Maycool, Miniko, Astro, Punica, and Dr. Basilisk, of course, for popping into chat and making this a wonderful time. I hope you all have had a lot of fun hanging out with me tonight. And with that, let's look to raid out to someone. Let's go take a look quickly and see who's alive and kicking. No problem. Let's see. Oh, Citrus. Oh, okay. So Citrus is doing another interview. Looks like. Ron's doing another Ring Fit adventure. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's go. Let's go raid Citrus. Let's go show some appreciation for our fellow VTuber and of course his esteemed guest. Why not? But yeah, let me just prep our raid message. As usual, our raid message is pub crawl with the appropriate emotes if you have them. If not, feel free to use your own combination as you see fit. But yes, that is what we shall lean in with for good old Mr. Citrus. But yeah, with that, thank you all for coming out tonight. I wish you all a very pleasant evening.